Okay. Ding dong. Ooh. Oh, hello there. Is that a bear, Turing? You know what? Don't even want to know. I'll just ask if Melody's home. I guess they're gonna go look for Melody. Your guess is as good as mine, Solon. Just knocking on doors and bears answer the doors. My intuition says we can go in. Should we? For sure. Okay. Okay, this is like CEO house is happening in here. This is great. Oh, swanky. Pay attention, Turing. This is what we call rich folk. Well, I've been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms. It's swanky. Is swanky too out of date? I'll say, it was out of fashion when I used to care about what was in style. Oh, Miss Flores, excuse for the intrusion. I know who you are. Yannick isn't the only one with little birds to chirp in his ears. Curse him to the pit. Oh, we can explain. No, don't even start. If I thought you were Yannick's, I would have just had Pat here eat you both when you came to my door. He would have done it gladly, too. Pat, you wouldn't eat us. Fine, not eaten. He's on a diet, but perhaps a light mauling. This lady's chic. I'm into it. Look, this philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you. Pat's just happy to be here. Pat's fluffy. Well, stop lurking and let's chat. I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing. Nor your journalist friend, not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him either. Right. Okay, but this cat though. I'm gonna talk to the cat. Looks remarkably bored at all attempts at conversation. You give the cat a pet. The name on her collar says Lily. So about this bear though. So, Gurr and stuff? What's her plan? Her plan looks pretty baller. Planter box looks impossible to open, but rubbing the outside does produce a nice squeaky plastic on furniture sound. Sorry, I'm gonna just rub all your plants for a little while. No wishes for me. There's a fountain in the back though. And what this? Room control? Look at all this fancy stuff. Rosie 893 unit. The emblem on its side, it sits patiently near Pat, in a sort of ambient sleep mode, playing light instrumental music. What kind of snacks do rich people have? Strawberries. Of course. Strawberries, the most bougie of fruits. Thin string of steam escapes the delicate spout. All right, Melody. I'm done looking at all your crap. Let's talk about crap. You have me at a disadvantage, Miss Flores. You seem far more familiar with me than I you. Have we met? It's just Melody, Turing. And no, we've never met. Though considering how often Hayden harassed me for design schematics of Flowers' latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt. We'll go with that. Aunt Melody. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot. Aw, I'm touched, Melody. We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins. Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past. We haven't had access to any of his research notes and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive. Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that beyond typical corporate infighting. Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. Still, I'm willing to answer your questions for now. Yeah. So what's the story between you and Fairlight? We'll get to all of these. So, I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience. Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapience. At least, not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix. You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that. Oh, I did not realize. So maybe he's still alive then. His side research was Turing. His primary research was neural interfaces on the web and basically uploading consciousness into a new space, into another form. That's all sorts of messed up. That's some, like, immortality, Lazarus, creepy stuff. Okay, let's get gothic. How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind? Well, the concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is, a powerful lure. The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right parts to push them to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals. The implant's just a single signal pipe, and the brain does all the real processing. That's why the acclimation period for a direct link implant is like being stuck on low-grade hallucinogens for a whole week. So, Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking the mechanics of the human brain, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind, and assumed the architecture behind it would suit both purposes. Think of it like convergent evolution. Two different species developing the same adaptation to solve the same problem, but continents apart. Hayden's a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. That's how he made his name at Parallax in the first place. So he wrote a bunch of baffling self-modifying learning algorithms and just let them loose. Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing. Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me. I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had the chance to make good observations. So, yeah, where do you come in on? Well, I don't care much about where you came in on this. That's enough. I mean, I do care. That's a lot of information. That's pretty solid. I think I can piece this together. Hayden and I have been aware of each other for years, but I can't say we've ever been friends or anything like that at all. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you're never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When we started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. He needed the logs to better understand the way the implant handled directing sensory data to the right parts of the brain, and tried to mimic that in your software. I couldn't care less about Flores' patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he could do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be. But don't tell him I had said that. Don't worry, we won't. Oh, Turing's so sad now. I'm so sorry, Turing. I shouldn't be enjoying this as much as I am, but it's so sad. He's just like a wet cat. He's just a wet puppy dog. Just a wet puppy dog. Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development? Yeah, that one's kind of weird. That's the weirdest part. I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he's preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock. That's kind of rude. Hey you. Yeah, I see you. You're basic. You're basic as all hell. I am not basic! I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology. Exactly, you're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped up ROM. More or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function. Oh, that's hella. Poor Turing. I suppose that's correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such demanding specialized tasks? Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind and existing technology, it means we can start with the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are to make even a temporary stepping stone important. That's messed up. Just in that snippet, we now know very well why lots of people would be interested in murdering Hayden, as that is what happened. They're stopping immortality, like, straight up. There are quite a few groups that we already know of who would want to stop immortality. Thank you for this, Melody. I understand so little of my origins. I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more. Keep looking. Perhaps we could ask some other questions. Sure. I want to point out, because we haven't talked about this scene yet, that this scene is really well balanced. Unlike all the other scenes, because all of them kind of have this like, alright, here's the whole room in like a diorama box kind of looking thing, like every room's a shoebox. But this diorama still has the plant, of course, but has this like kind of perfect symmetry thing happening here with the cat in the center on purpose, but with little asymmetrical bits like the couch. The couch makes this outline of the cat and of our lovely host, Flores here. But also, her outfit is symmetrical, but how she sits makes it drape over her in an asymmetrical way that is very, very chic. Also, silver hair, which kind of is like, it shows an age kind of thing, but also silver hair is super in right now. Silver hair is a new dye that you can get, and I highly recommend that if anyone wants to dye their hair silver, do it right now, because the tech is there. Sorry, big hair dye fan. Silver hair, super chic right now. Not gray hair, because this is bright white, obviously, but just got me thinking, you know. White matching with the white and red, kind of this would be a very like festive holiday kind of thing. But the gold bands change that. This is actually very like bourgeois, kind of like elegant. It's very elegant, especially in how it layers not just a single dress, but a shawl over the dress. And it also matches her bear. That's probably the most important thing. Red vest, gold accents, also blue. Got that like Mega Man helmet looking thing going on. Some kind of neural implant things. Usually I'd be like, hey, whoa now. We're adding blue to this? We're really going 4 tones into this when we've got all this other great like 3-tone stuff going? But the helmet is an object, remember. Helmet's an important part here. And so having it on draws the eye directly to, hey, this helmet is important because this is like the queen of neural interfacing. So, Bear's got a helmet. Bear can do some stuff that we are not aware of yet. Anyway, good scene. Very good parallel on both sides of this with the couch in the middle. the stool. Interesting stuff on this side. The TV's on the right side again, like in every scene that we've had so far. And the important things are in the middle, right? Cool.